Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and another fishing video. This is the first session for me of the 2023-24 course fishing season. Behind me is the gorgeous River Severn. It's been about 10 or 11 days since the start of the season now, so we're itching to get out. One or two work reasons, and also it's been quite warm as well, but been looking for an ideal day. Looks like we've got it today. A little bit of cloud cover, it's quite overcast up there. The river looks great though. Let's get set up, get some lines in the water. I'll show you the setup I'm using, how I'm approaching the session, and hopefully we can get one or two fish on the bank. So let's tell you a little bit about which stretch we're on today. So I'm at Shrewsbury Town Fisheries ticket. It's the Monkmoor section. I did fish this section, I think it was once last year. Further up, I'm on a beach section here. So just today's session, different area, down to the right hand side, just targeting some faster moving water. It's generally good for a bite this time of year, so ideal spot for a first session of the season. I'll probably only fish this particular stretch maybe once more this season, I would think. There's quite a few different sections of the Severn that I want to try and target this year on a few different tickets. Prince Albert, BAA, a couple of other Shrewsbury Town Fisheries sections as well. And I do want to spend a bit more time on other rivers as well. So yeah, we'll see how we get on here for today's session in Monkmoor. Let's get some lines in the water, get started. Well, definite change in conditions today. Who'd have thought all that warm weather had been around, eh? Absolutely chucking it down. Great to be on the bank though. Come on the Barbel. Well, I've got a break in the rain now, thankfully. I've had a right soak in there. Apologies if there's any raindrops on any of the previous clips, but it's unavoidable today. It's still coming down, but nowhere near as heavy as what it was. Here's the Severn then. The level's about typical of what it would normally be in the summer. Just as I say that, the rain starts coming down heavier again, but you can see there's some streamer weed out there, which is a good sign for the river. Nice bit of cover for the fish. What a beautiful scene. Well, let's have a look at the ground bait for today's session then. So I'm using the Dynamite Big Fish River range today. It's the meat Furter flavour. That's what it looks like mixed up in my trusty £1 B&Q bucket that does the job. Got a load of hemp in there as well that you can see. Quite a few lumps, but I'm not bothered about those for chub or barbel fishing. If I was fishing for small silvers, I'd definitely riddle those out. But yeah, that's the mix I'm using. Start the session, gonna have a recast about every 10 minutes just to get some bait over into the spots, get some attraction in the river, and hopefully pull plenty of fish into the area. Might not be able to tell you, but I'm actually on the inside of a bend, so because of that, the majority of the flow is in the second half of the river on the far margin over there. So that's where I'm targeting today. About halfway across, maybe to 2/3. There's a deeper channel over there because that's typically where the bottom's been dug out over time by the faster moving water. The fish tend to feel comfortable over there. Hopefully that's going to do us 1 or 2 bites. A few taps coming on that left hand rod there. Let's keep an eye on that one. So the left hand rod's on the meat, right hand rod's on the boilie. Early days in the session yet, so we'll adjust it. Whoa, that's a bite. Not putting up a particularly big fight, so I think it's probably a chub. Yeah, it's definitely a chub. Come on, mate. We don't like the look of that net though. There we go, first one. That'll do nicely. Here we go then, first fish of the season. Lovely looking chub. Not going to put him on the mat. That's it, mate, he wants to go. And in a hurry. So let's show you the hook bait for today's session then. So these have been soaking for quite a few months through the close season. These are the CKO Cocoon boilies, matching glug in the bottom there. Must be at least 3 or 4 months that they've been in there. Just taking on that liquid. Loads of smell and attraction to these. Hopefully to the taste of a few River Severn barbel. So just quickly on the setup I'm using. Korum 1 3/4 pound test curve barbel rods. These have got a really nice soft action, great value for money. Got those paired up with Shimano ST4000 Baitrunner reels, ESP Syncro line in 12 pounds. Great little setup for the Severn. On a Korum pod there as well. Well, downstream rods away. Vicious bite. Rod really hooped over. Pretty sure this is a barbel. Yeah, look at that rod tip go. So here we go, first barbel of the season. Come on, mate. Get in that net. Yes. Well, what a great moment. Soaking wet. Got first barbel of the season. Took on a downstream rod on the CKO boilie. Really arced the tip over. Just over 7 pounds. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. A little bit of damage to the tail, but other than that, that's a great Severn specimen. And a terrific way to start the season. So this barbel's had a good 10 minutes in the net resting now. There we go. Nice powerful kick. Straight into the river, just as they should be. Brilliant. We better stop the net drifting off downstream as well. Absolutely thrilling to get the first barbel of the season there. So lovely 7 pound fish there. Quite a long fish. Looks well spawned out. Looked like it got the frame to be getting on for high 8s, low 9s, something like that. Potentially get back there later in the season, but who cares? We're off the mark. First one of the season. That'll do nicely. So I've got that right hand rod back in now. You can just see the faster moving water over there, so I'm targeting just short of that, hoping there's 1 or 2 fish holding up there and building some bait up in the area. Pick the first bite up there, so back straight on the same spot again. We'll persist with feeding that. Hopefully it'll do us another bite before the end of the session. Well, the upstream rod is away. I think we're into another barbel. It's just holding in the streamer weed at the minute. Don't think it's quite as big a fish as the first one. Hopefully you can just pick that up in the camera there. Yeah, I thought you wouldn't like that net. There we go. Okay, second barbel of the session. Only a little babby, so we're not going to put him on the scales. Just very quickly. So he's probably about 3 to 4 pounds, something like that. Upstream rod this time, on that buoy again. Let's get you back. So before I put the rod back out, let me show you the rig I'm using today. So it's a running rig. So I've got my feeder there on a boom, running freely up and down the main line. That goes down to a buffer bead. It's got a quick change swivel underneath it. I'll loop my fluorocarbon hook length onto that, secure it in place with an anti-tangle sleeve. It's an 8 pound fluorocarbon I'm using. That's, I'd say, 3 foot long. It's going down to a size 8 wide gape, and I'm just going to actually change to a cube of meat on the upstream rod, just to see if there's any slightly bigger fish in the swim that a cube of meat might pick out. And here's the kit from Korum that I used to make that rig. So bolt and run kit, camo kit, you get all the components you need. You get 4 in a packet, so that's 4 separate rigs. Great bit of kit this, really recommend it. Well, the rain is absolutely tanking down again, but when you're catching barbel, who cares? Gorgeous summer's day. Well, we've got another take on the upstream rod. Savage take, pretty sure it's another barbel. He's enjoying himself up there as well. So this is turning out to be quite a nice session. So third barbel of the day, upstream rod. This one's coming in at £6 10 ounces. There we go. Lovely long fish from the Severn. Great colours. Lots of fight in it. Terrific condition. What a beautiful barbel. Well, no more action I'm afraid, but I've really enjoyed this session, even though I'm absolutely soaked to the skin. It's been great to get back in amongst a few barbel. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. There's plenty more sessions to come as the season progresses from other stretches, so feel free to subscribe if you've enjoyed it and you want to see a few more videos. I hope you're catching a few yourself. Good luck with your own angling. I'll see you all again soon.